Good morning. This is Matt Mangriotis from Cambium Networks. We'll start the webinar in just a second.
Hi everyone. While Matt's getting the PowerPoint up and ready, feel free during the presentation to ask any questions into the text box on the right. We will get to them throughout the presentation or in a dedicated Q&A at the end. Oh, there it is.
Here we go.
Great.
So again, welcome, good morning. Matt Mangriotis. I'm the product manager for the PMP 450 platform of products from Cambium Networks. Today we're going to talk about the 3 GHz 450i, which is a recent introduction to the platform. Before we get into the depths of the 450i itself, let's talk a minute about the broad portfolio that Cambium has to support any fixed wireless application that you might have need for. We cover from 245 kilometers down to 1 meter, indoor, outdoor, long distances, great bandwidths, all the way from the PTP 820 and 650 product on the left side there, through the distribution access layer stuff using ePMP or PMP 450, all the way into the home or into the internal Wi-Fi, indoor and outdoor Wi-Fi, using the CN Pilot equipment. And all of this can be managed with the CN Maestro management tools. It's a great portfolio of products to satisfy any wireless need. The PMP 450 platform specifically was launched about 4 years ago and is now pretty mature. We have lots of frequencies. We've been introducing and building and evolving this platform for the many years that it's been out. And we have a good suite of products now that cover all of the unlicensed frequency bands, including some of the licensed stuff in 3 gigahertz space. It's Spectrum Agile, we call it, because it's built on an FPGA that can be rapidly spun into new bands and new technologies. We've improved modulation modes and modulation rates to improve throughput. We've improved processing through the introduction of the 450i specifically. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. We've improved the MTU size that it can handle. We are now MPLS friendly, meaning we can handle packets larger than 1522 bytes. And it's got a feature-rich QoS system, which will continue to get better as we move forward in time. So the 450i, why introduce a 450i into this platform? It's really the most scalable, and we're calling it industrial grade. It is really rugged. So it's tripling the processing power of the 450. It's working on improving range, and now with the 450i, we call it industrial strength. It was released very recently, in December of last year. We started shipping early this year, and most of those folks that have ordered it have received their first units, and so we'll talk a little bit about their experiences in the field. But it's a new radio design. It covers the entire 3 gig band. So we had in the past with the 450, we had 2 models, 2 SKUs, one that covered the lower, what was traditionally the WiMAX band, the lower band and the upper band, and they were separate. Now we have the single radio that covers the entire band from 3300 all the way actually to 3900 if you have that frequency available. We got decent transmit power, good receive sensitivity, and because it's a new FPGA, we have much better processing power capabilities. We do about 50,000 PPS today, and we're going to continue to improve that with software, and we believe we can achieve better than 75,000 PPS. It does allow for wider channel support, which is coming in the next software release as well. So we support up to 30 meg channels today, and we will support 40 meg channels in the near future. It's a ruggedized enclosure, IP6667. It's got the glands, as you can see there, and the connectorized version has the N-type connectors on the one on the right there. It's all metal construction, and we may introduce an ATEX Haslock version of this should the need arise. There is a version of ATEX Haslock certified in the 5 gigahertz radios, and if the need arises and there's requests for the 3 gig, we may pursue that as well.
Hey Matt, yeah. Or when we expand the wider channel support, do you know how much throughput we would theoretically gain from that?
Sure. So it's a 450 platform product. So in 20 megahertz, we achieve about 125 megs at the highest modulation mode. And with 30 meg channels, we've seen numbers in the 180 to 190 range. And then when we introduce the 40 meg channels, we will be able to achieve upwards of 250 megs through that 40 meg channel. So it's a constant improvement in both the channel size support and the throughput. Thanks for the question. One other thing to note is that it is the same power scheme as the 450i and 5 gigahertz, meaning it's a 56 volt device, and it's 802.3AT compatible. So key system features, again, I mentioned for the 450i platform, they're wideband radios. The 5 gig covers the entire 5 gig band, and the 3 gig covers the entire 3 gig band. It's completely ruggedized, IP67, industrial rated components. The dynamic interference filtering helps eliminate noise. It is an updated FPGA chipset, so triple the processing power and abilities to support 40 meg channels. It does have that aux port, and that aux port has a multi-function aux port. It's not just the timing or default port as it had been on the 450 products in the past. It actually provides GPS synchronization in or out, as well as can provide PoE out to another device. So you can actually do a remote AP up to 30 watts of power. It is a 100 base T port. It's not a gigabit port, but you can do a remote AP or a camera or any other device that can function off of a 802.3AT powered device, PoE device. We have a lot of extra range because of the improvement in transmit power and receive sensitivity. And again, 802.3AT standard power. So I covered most of this stuff. It's just kind of an exploded view of the assembly. It comes in a few flavors, and I wanted to go over each one of those to make sure you understand the options available. It's the high gain directional SM. We have an option now in the portfolio. There's a 450 ruggedized SM, which has the original 450 PC board inside, but in this housing. It does provide you the 19 dBi flat panel antenna, but it's a 450. Now that product was released about a year ago and is still available. And now we have the high gain directional 450i subscriber module. The difference between the two is really the processing capabilities. So if you're in a situation where you need to have better packet processing, you have lots of small packets going through, or it's an enterprise client where you need to guarantee a service level, and you want to make sure that you're not going to be constrained by packet processing, then you may want to consider the 450i integrated SM as opposed to the 450 ruggedized. That's just a note there, because we have both options available. They look the same mechanically, but the function's a little different. The other thing you get with the 450i is that aux port. That tilt bracket assembly that was introduced with the 5 gig product also works with 3 gig. It's the same housing. Connectorized radio is also available. Works with the existing 3 gig sector antenna. However, we have the new Cambium design sector as well in 3 gigahertz, which is a better performing antenna. It's optimized for channel reuse, and it is a true 90-degree 3 dB roll-off. So those are the main differences. It's 17 dBi gain, and it's true 90-degree coverage. So you get a better coverage in the interim sector between sectors, if you will, than you did with the 65-degree 3 dB roll-off that we've previously sold. We will continue to sell that 65-degree separate antenna, which is useful if you need to have a 6-sector deployment. It is a very useful thing. But if you want true AB 90-degree 4-sector deployment, then we recommend this antenna. And also the cost is a little bit less than it would be for the radio and antenna separately. So again, we're evolving and ruggedizing the platform. We're going from plastic housings and IP55 to IP67 and a full metal enclosure. They're really built with reliability in mind. We have tons of field hours. It's a industrial rated temperature. Mean time before failure is very, very high. It's all kinds of experience in the field that has led us down this path. The aux port, again, multiple uses. It's not just a timing and default port. It's a secondary data port. It's switched internally. So you can do 100 base T output, 100 base T data transfer as well as PoE output. It does also support sync. It can not only receive and transmit the sync pulse, but it can also power that external GPS receiver like the UGPS, the universal GPS device that we sell. It also provides the alignment tone for cases where you need that to align the device. As far as synchronization options you have with the 450i platform, we support both the CMM4 and CMM5 as that it can provide power and sync to these devices when you use the 56-volt power supply. And if you want to use it as just timing, you can use the UGPS module to provide timing to the 450i. There's a few different options for power supplies. Our standard one would be the 30-watt 56-volt power supply, which is the lowest cost option you have for the 450i. If you're going to use the the aux port to power another device, the 60-watt power injector in the middle there is an option that's relatively low cost, but can provide up to 60 watts, so you can supply as much wattage as that secondary port can handle to power a second device. If you need an extended temperature, industrial design, or you have a plus or minus 48-volt supply already in place, you can actually use this AC-DC enhanced power injector with the device as well. That provides the ability to utilize a neg 48 supply, for instance, with the 450i radio. As far as surge suppression goes, we recommend the gigabit Ethernet surge suppressor, which was introduced again last year with the 5 gig 450i product. It's a very simple device. It goes in line with the Ethernet to provide surge suppression on the gigabit Ethernet port line. SM options, again, I want to go over this to make sure everyone understands. The original 450 SM looks a lot like the PMP 100 and PMP 450 SMs. It's got an 8 dBi gain internal antenna and has options for offset reflector dish to increase gain if you need it. We have the ruggedized 450 SM. Again, looks like the 450i, but the board is the same as the 450. So this is a little confusing, and that's why I'm pointing it out one more time. So this option is available still for anyone who needs it, and will continue to be available for some time. We don't have any plans to remove this option from the portfolio. And now we recently introduced the 3 gig 450i subscriber module, and that has the enhanced processing power and the aux port in case that's needed. So the new sector antenna, the other major difference is that it has increased front-to-back isolation for higher performing back-to-back frequency reuse, meaning the AB frequency reuse capabilities. And it is a true 90-degree sector. The patterns aren't real easy to discern the differences because they're one's in polar plot and one's in linear, but aside from that, they are a little bit different. You'll be able to tell the difference in the wideness of the pattern. So the real meat of things, how's it going in the field? So we've seen that this in-between sectors, because of this increased coverage in the antenna, the SMs that are on the border or at roughly 45 degrees off bore site are performing much better. They have better increased modulation rates on those SMs, so that we're actually experiencing better results from guys that are not directly in front of the antenna. That's been reported from several customers. The one thing I didn't point out yet that I'd like to is that these 3 gig devices are also available in PTP mode. So you can purchase the rugged SMs as PTP modules, and those are a high-performing PTP link that's less expensive than many other PTP links available. And it's really the only one that I know of that's available in 3 gigahertz. So we have 3 gigahertz PTP 450i available now for purchase as well. And we're having some customers with great results. Again, over 180 megabits in this PTP link in a 30 meg channel at around 4 miles apart. That's a pretty impressive number for a link that costs under $1,000 an end. So good stuff there. And I have a last bullet here that says a lot of customers are noting no real performance difference when mixing and moving to a 450i from a 450. You might ask, why would you even put that bullet up here? Well, the key is that we're migrating this platform to a better performing device, but not interrupting anything that you're doing with the existing platform. So we're allowing you to migrate to higher performing devices, but not causing any failures or any problems with range or performance of the existing equipment either. So we have a couple customers that swapped them out and said, hey, they're working exactly as the 450 was. And the reason you may want to switch is to alleviate packet constraints. The 450 device processed about 12,000 packets per second. This guy does about 3 or 4 times that. And so if you are constrained by packets processing through the system, you will notice a difference. If you're not, you're preparing yourself for the future by putting up the 450i. So that's kind of why that bullet's there. It's really it's a testament to not breaking backward compatibility with existing networks, allowing you to leverage your investment.
Hey Matt, we got a quick question here. Why would you need the AC/DC power supply if you have a nominal 48-volt system?
So if you have nominal 48, if it's neg 48 DC, that cannot be applied directly to the radio. The isolation, you need to isolate that power supply. So using the enhanced AC plus DC power supply, you can hook that neg 48 directly to that device, and then the PoE out goes to the radio. So that's why you would need that in that case. So a little bit on roadmap. We talked about a lot of the things that are out right now. 15.1 is the next big one coming. We're expecting to have a beta for that tomorrow, so that would be really cool. And that'll include the 40 megahertz channel bandwidth, as I mentioned. So even more throughput. And then for 3 gigahertz, another kind of nugget I want to share with you guys is that early next year, we are committed to producing Medusa on 3 gigahertz as well. So there is a long life and a future for the 3 gigahertz platform of 450. We are planning to do to replicate what we did on the 5 gigahertz by introducing CN Medusa, the 450M product in 3 gigahertz as well. So I did want to make sure that you guys know that that's coming in the roadmap. So we're hard at work on development of that program as we speak. I think that's it from me. I would like to open it up to additional questions if anyone has any.
There's just one other, it was more of a comment, but is there a receive, transmit, modulation throughput chart that we have that this guy can have as a calc tool for his people?
So there's, the chart gets pretty complicated because of all the options we have, but there's a really handy link capacity planning tool, which is Excel-based, and it's available on the download support site. So if you go to support.cambiumnetworks.com or even go to the main page and go to the downloads section, under 450, there's a link capacity planning tool. Again, it's Excel-based, and it brings you through all the options you have. You can do any frequency, any product, and it'll help you determine your range versus throughput type of deployment. It's a great tool, and it's very simple to use. Any other questions from anyone? I hope this was useful information for everyone, and thank you for joining. I know it was fairly quick, but
if you think of a question later, please feel free to post it on our community forum, where it's great to start some discussions with other WISPs or people that use our radios in your area. If not, you'll get an official response from us within 24 hours. So feel free to post your questions there. Also, this webinar has been recorded and will also be posted on the community forum.
And one more question just came in about non-line of sight. We have generally speaking, the products that we develop are line of sight products, but they do work in near non-line of sight situations. 3 gig works better than 5 gig, and that's really based on physics. So yeah, we do have some situations where non-line of sight is applicable. If you're shooting through a lot of obstacles like trees and such, this product doesn't work quite as well, but we do have a 900 megahertz option in 450i that can provide much better penetration if that frequency is available for you. So there's another question about stocking 19 and 21 90-degree antennas. No, I don't have any options for sector antennas of that size gain. What we have is the sector antenna provides about 17 dB, and the SM side, the integrated antenna, is a 19 dBi antenna. If you do need more gain on the subscriber side, you can purchase the connectorized version and put a 21 dB antenna on it. We have seen those in the marketplace. The reason we didn't include those on every SM is because they're quite expensive. The cost goes up significantly, and the size. And so the trade-off there led us down the path of the 19 dBi SM as the integrated version. So again, thanks everyone for joining. I hope it was helpful, and we look forward to seeing you on future webinars, and come to the community forum and post additional questions there. Thanks again. Bye-bye.